Something is cracking outside the shell. You push. Light slices in like a claw through meat. You are barely 8 inches tall. The face staring down at you belongs to something whose forelimbs are longer than your entire body, and those sickle claws were built for opening throats. With surgical precision, you have just entered a world that already wants you dead. 3 apex predators. 1 brutal ecosystem. 1,000 days. You are a Megaraptor, and day 1 starts right now. Who will survive? And who will become legend? The first thing you feel is pressure. The whole world is shaking. You have no words yet for shell, for hunger, for mother. You only know the dark is shrinking and something outside wants in. You push harder. The shell gives. Brightness floods your eyes, and the first shape that registers is those enormous claws hovering above you. That is your mother. You will never know her true name, but you will know what she means. Safety, territory, death to anything that gets too close. Behind her, the forest breathes. The Carnotaurus is testing the edge of the clearing. Horns low, eyes hungry. Your mother doesn't charge. She simply rises, spreads those nightmare claws, and waits. The Carnotaurus thinks better of it, and melts back into the green. Lesson number 1. True apex predators do not chase. They make the world come to them, or regret it. You have 1 sibling. You learn him by personality, not looks. Razor is pure aggression, convinced the world owes him blood and respect. And you watch everything. You map the patterns while he stumbles through them, storing every detail like prey in a cache. Your mother Vale doesn't teach with words or demonstrations. She simply exists, and you learn by surviving her example. She never leaves the deep forest. The canopy here is cathedral thick, turning sunlight into scattered golden blades that dance when the wind moves. The undergrowth is dense enough to hide an army, yet open enough to sprint through when needed. This is her kingdom, held together by reputation and those razor claws. Beyond the tree line lies the open floodplain, much sky, too many angles where death can strike from anywhere. Vale never goes there. Ever. Your own claws grow faster than the rest of you. They look ridiculous on your tiny frame, like weapons borrowed from a future self. You practice on ferns and fallen branches, dreaming of the day they will do what Vale's claws do when something tests her border. 3 weeks in, Razor finds the river. He returns wet and proud. The first time, eyes bright with discovery. The third time, the water is lower, quieter. You watch from the brush as he wades farther out. His reflection stares back, small and unaware. Then another shape slides beneath the surface long, patient, ancient. The river explodes upward. Jaws, longer than Vale's claws, close around him. A Spinosaurus claims him without drama. Just a swirl of water and then silence. 3 become 2. Vale finds you frozen at the edge and positions herself between you and the river until the lesson sinks in. Some places are not yours, no matter how thirsty you become. The juvenile tyrannosaurs appear a month later. Not the mountain-sized adults, but close to your size and hunting in perfect packs. You watch 4 of them dismantle an ornithopod at the forest edge, with horrifying coordination cutting off escape routes. Striking as one, they eat shoulder to shoulder while you and Razor still hunt alone. That difference will matter more than you want it to. Razor decides they are a challenge, not a warning. He goes looking for trouble. He comes back. Razor wears a new scar across his flank like a medal. Pain doesn't teach him anything. It only makes him angrier. You follow him into the open because part of you still believes in Vale's way. The trap springs instantly. Teeth graze your side. You run while Vale explodes from the trees like vengeance given form. You survive. Razor's wounds heal into permanent reminders he refuses to read. By the 3rd month only you, Razor, and Vale remain. Then the dry season closes its fist. Streams shrink to trickles. Prey clusters desperately around whatever water remains. Every predator in the ecosystem begins moving toward the same shrinking resource. The river that killed Razor is now the only reliable water for miles, and the Spinosaurus are stacked. They're like living traps. When a massive Giganotosaurus female walks straight through the heart of Vale's territory, your mother does not challenge her. She simply watches them pass. The old rules are gone. Vale kills a Hydrosaur deep in her territory. The rich scent draws a battle-ready Giganotosaurus. The fight is short, ugly, and wrong. Vale's claws find flesh, but not deep enough. The Giga's teeth tear her shoulder open in a ragged wound. Infection sets in fast. Within 2 weeks, she can barely stand. You and Razor bring what meat you can, but it is never enough. One quiet night, she simply stops breathing, lying in the same forest that once belonged to her. The pattern that kept her alive for years finally killed her. Now, it is just you and Razor. You try to be Vale. You patrol her borders and drive off intruders with your growing claws. It works. For 8 days. Then a subadult T-Rex walks into the territory like it owns the place. You stand your ground exactly as your mother taught you. The fight lasts only seconds. You score its flank, but those extra 2 meters of mass prove decisive. You barely escape with your life, bleeding and humbled. That night, you leave Vale's territory forever. You push deeper into the forest where the canopy is so thick that daylight barely reaches the ground. The hunting is poor, but so is the competition. Weeks later, you find Ember another Megaraptor, pushed into the same shadows by the same pressures. You circle each other warily for an hour, instincts screaming. Neither attacks. Slowly, wordlessly, a fragile understanding forms. You do not hunt together, but you stop hunting against each other. You begin to notice when she moves at dawn and dusk, when the world is gray and the great predators are still adjusting to the light. You copy her. The first dawn hunt is clumsy, terrifying, and perfect. Prey never sees you coming. T-Rex are not yet active. Your precision claws do exactly what they were built for in the half-light. Something in your mind locks into place. The margins are where survival lives. Razor never learns. He watches you and tries once or twice, but then returns to midday hunting in the brighter edges. You watch a patient adult T-Rex learn a schedule over 5 days. On the 6th day, he does not come back. You find the site later bones crushed to splinters. Nothing wasted. Now it is only you and Ember. She lays 11 eggs. 7 hatch. You name the survivors by their natures. The bold, the shadow, the climber, the whisper, and 3 still finding themselves. You teach them without language. When the bold tries to wander toward open water, you cut her off with your body until she understands that place means death. When the climber scales the lower branches, you watch with a feeling like pride swelling in your chest. You show them how to disappear at midday, how to move like ghosts so the T-Rex pass by without ever knowing you exist. One morning, an adult T-Rex walks through the transition zone only 200 meters away. Every hatchling freezes exactly as you taught them. The giant never slows. There is nothing here worth the effort. The lesson sinks deep. The biggest predator on the planet is not your enemy if you are smart enough to become irrelevant to it. The wet season finally returns. Rivers swell. Pressure eases across the land. The Carnotaurus are longonquely squeezed out by the same juvenile T-Rex packs. The T-Rex still rule the middle ground. And you are in the margins. Day 1000. You are 8 meters of muscle and precision. Your claws are perfect killing tools in the dense interior twilight. Ember is with the 7 juveniles, teaching them the same invisible life that kept you alive. You stand at the quiet edge of your territory as T-Rex family groups hunt hadrosaurs on the floodplain in full daylight. They have no idea you exist. You did not beat them. You simply stopped playing their game. Some cruel architect threw 3 apex predators together that never should have shared an ecosystem and hit record. The T-Rex won, as they always would. But you became the thing the king never bothered to notice. You became a shadow at dawn. You became the answer the ecosystem never expected. And now 7 more Megaraptors are learning to hunt in the margins because that is how you survive when you are not the biggest thing in a world designed to kill everything. If you're still watching, drop a like. Tell me in the comments, what impossible dinosaur matchup do you want simulated next? Subscribe. Turn on notifications. More brutal, beautiful simulations are coming. I'll see you in the next 1000 days.